It's time. Lock, load, put on your Infinity Gauntlet and grab your lightsaber. This is Nerd Talk. Presented by Webeam TV.
Well, hello there.
Hey, everybody.
How's everyone?
Welcome back.
We're here. It's another week.
Another
Indeed.
fun week.
Another crazy week. Carrie and I came off of a week and a half of travels.
So where were you?
We were up in the heart of Appalachia. So we went to, what was your favorite place we went?
All of them.
Okay.
What was the best food you ate when you were there?
Oh, tell them about that place.
Oh man, that was the farms.
Oh, the farms? Really? I thought it would
Well, the
be
ice
Trey
cream was so
Fratelli's.
good. Oh yeah, the Italian place was really good too.
Okay, I felt that would be immediate. We went to this one place called Jamer Farms, which had all kinds of fresh everything, and they had a strawberry ice cream that was handmade with fresh strawberries. Oh, and, it's not strawberry season, so of course they're canned, but that was Carrie's all-time favorite. I see. But we stopped and we were on the way to Carter Caves. We'd been at Mammoth Cave, and which is on the other side of Kentucky, and then we were coming back through Carter Cave, back to our base camp.
Did you see any ghosts?
Not while we were there. We did hear a lot of good ghost stories, and we stopped at this one place that everybody on Google was like, you have to go to this hidden gem Italian place called Trey Fratelli, and I immediately went Goonies, and I'm expecting Ma Fratelli and the Fratelli brothers there, and when we pull up to it, it looks like nothing you would expect. Just like a little, literally. Was it a whiteboard sign with the hours written on it, and it just says open?
So something like Bees.
The most basic restaurant.
Yeah, it was.
We went to Bees, something like that.
Similar like that. Just kind of bare bones. Got inside, and it was just basic, few tables, picnic table style, and all that. Some of the best food we ever had. Really amazing service. They were super sweet. So if you're ever up to Carter Caves, definitely check this out.
So if Parageeks ever films up there, we
are stopping there and eating. Heck yeah! I mean, literally 40 minutes from our base camp, and we wanted to go back 3 or 4 times, but we didn't. But we wanted to.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was like Southern meets Italian.
What did you do this weekend?
Oh, this week I was low-key after last weekend's family reunion. Had a lot of catching up to do with things that didn't get done the week before because we're getting ready for the reunion. So kind of nice and quiet, which right before the holidays is a good thing.
Yeah.
What
How about you?
I went to Tarpon Springs Sunday for the Seafood Festival.
Oh,
Walked around there. It was smaller than I thought it would be. Normally they do the events on the main strip, but this was on one of the little side roads. Then after that, we decided, hey, let's go downtown Tarpon Springs because I've never been down there.
a little crazy.
What?
Yeah, I'm always
Whenever there's a
by
festival, it's a crazy time
yeah,
to be there.
so we went down there and checked out the ice cream shop. There was cool. The toy shop was really cool. I enjoyed going in there. Made me miss my childhood because they have everything.
They have a lot of
They
stuff.
had everything from the G.I. Joe battleship,
the flag.
to Thundercat figures, Power Rangers, tons of Barbies.
It's like where Emerald City has all the new stuff and some collectibles. That place focuses on the old stuff, which is very cool. So.
And the prices for some of it weren't too bad.
No, they're
I was good. I didn't buy anything.
we stopped.
I avoided it.
We stopped at a few nerdy places while we were going to our monster and haunted places. We went to Pope Lick, but we also went to a couple nerdy shops. We went to a couple half-price books, which is a big thing up north.
Yeah, we have a few more pounds of books in the car.
Yeah, I might have bought a few things. And then I also went to some out-of-the-way bookstores. I went to Black Swan Books in Lexington, which is a collectible, very similar to Lighthouse Books down here. And they had a first edition Lovecraft and a signed.
Did you buy that?
I didn't. It was a little out of the price range.
We looked at it really hard.
I really, really, really was like, do I need to pay my taxes this year? Can we find something? Do we really need
Can I
to
still
feed
a kidney?
the kids? At all? Do we need to eat? For the next year?
Decisions.
I mean, it wasn't that badly priced, but they had a signed Bradbury Halloween Tree, some other stuff. It's amazing. I'll show. Then I went to another bookstore. It was in the middle of nowhere again, out in the woods. And this one was called Black's Books, and it was actually in a barn because she had a bookstore. They kept raising her rent, so she just decided to open it in her barn, and it was amazing.
See, one
this is
bookstore-
stuff we'll be showing on Erie Travels.
The one bookstore I like going to is the one down in St. Pete, the haunted one.
Haslam's
Yes.
downtown. Yeah,
They're
they
really cool.
are
They closed
reopening
it?
apparently.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I thought they closed.
It's been closed since COVID, but apparently they are working on it now. So fingers
People have
crossed.
been calling for it, so.
Yeah, we miss it. It's a good store. So.
Yeah.
Well, we got a lot to talk about.
Oh man, yeah, we're on to the news. Yes.
Let's jump into reboots, remakes, sequels, and Wrapped.
Our movie news. Do we?
right.
We still don't have a logo for that. So, bang! Those things flash.
So a lot
Good
of
thing I'm medicated for epilepsy.
a lot of information came out this past week with Disney.
Yes. Oh man, it was Disney Plus Day.
Oh, it was great. So much information,
Yeah.
so many good things.
It's going to be half our episode. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
But let's first start with Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye. 2 episodes have been pre-screened for people, and
Yep.
some people posted what they thought of it, and they said it was a little slow.
Yep.
It was
But you have a lot of people who really like the chemistry between Jeremy Renner and Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah.
That said really are going to make the series.
so.
Well, she's the reason I'm tuning in, so I could care less about Jeremy Renner. She is adorable in this. And now you read the Matt
Yeah.
Fraction series, so
It was a fantastic series. I have faith if they stick at least reasonably close to it, it's going to be excellent.
I mean, right off the bat, I saw the tracksuit the
Yeah.
tracksuit mafia.
Yeah.
What did they call the tracksuit vampires? I think at some point, or maybe it
don't
was just
remember.
tracksuit mafia. But
Yeah.
they work for Kingpin.
It'll
Right?
be interesting because we know part of it's going to take place after the Black Widow movie.
Yep.
So we know she's the sister or whatever is
Yeah,
going to be coming
Yelena
in. Yeah.
is going to be there, and then but they also showed Echo.
Yeah.
And then I guess they already announced that Echo's getting a spin-off series
So
because they
who
like her
is
so much.
Echo?
Echo's another one of those Marvel characters that's kind of obscure. Works for Kingpin as well originally. I think Kingpin killed her family, and then she worked for him and then found out. You know, it was one of those things. It was very similar to the Huntress
Yeah.
in DC, where it worked for Falcone and then realized Falcone killed her family and then had to take Falcone out. It's the same sort of thing. Before they retconned that, and it was always about her taking out Falcone. This is Echo is very similar to that, but she's like Daredevil, but or where she's not blind, she's deaf,
Yeah.
but and so it'll be interesting to see.
Well, Hawkeye
excited.
was really like powers light. Like it was just he gets his butt kicked a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just more of a fun story than a superhero story.
It was very Die Hard, or he's
Yeah,
just constantly
kinda.
just the wrong guy. He's the right guy in the
Yeah.
wrong place, and then he's got the dog. I mean,
Yeah, Pizza Dog.
Pizza Dog. So, which apparently is in. I saw
He's
it in the
movie,
trailer.
yeah.
So,
They
Or
gotta have
no.
Pizza Dog.
I'm excited. I can't wait for it to come out. It comes out
Yeah.
in
Next Wednesday, right?
yeah,
next
and,
week
and
already.
they're doing
Yeah.
2 episodes off the bat, where they were only going to do 1, but they're going to do 2 now, so that way they don't bump into Boba Fett.
The timing
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah,
Yeah, Disney's pretty packed right now.
and that
in
was
their
because they had to
schedule.
delay WandaVision a week
Yeah.
because they were supposed to do 3 episodes of WandaVision to start, and they only did 2 because they weren't done with the effects.
Is it sacrilege if I say I'd rather watch Hawkeye than Boba Fett?
No, that's fine. Understood.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
We can all
it's
pick our
fine.
favorites. It's all good.
It's all good. We all have our own tastes. It's all good. Like you liked what is it, the peanut thing you got? What was it? Oh, you like regular boiled peanuts, not like Cajun boiled peanuts. So it's okay.
All boiled
different
peanuts are good.
flavors.
All boiled peanuts are good, but Cajun boiled peanuts,
Yes.
that extra level. So
And there's a new anime that premiered now. Blade Runner has an anime called Black Lotus.
That actually looks pretty cool. I mean, I didn't see the second Blade Runner movie, but from what I'm understanding, this is supposed to be setting up a Blade Runner 3 that's now been talked about. It's not in production yet, but they're talking. It's in development, from what I
Okay.
understand.
So Villeneuve, who did Dune and did Blade Runner 2049, I guess is executive producing this.
Yeah.
So
And it's on Adult Swim.
Yeah.
So catch
That's
it on their
interesting.
anime night.
Can't go wrong with that.
So,
Adult Swim.
all the previews I saw, I didn't get to watch it yet, but it looks really freaking good.
It's always fun when on our trip
Well,
back, driving down 75, we drive past William Street, and
They
we
do.
look over and say hi to all the Adult Swim shows.
Well, they've been getting better at English anime style stuff nowadays. It used to not be so
Yeah.
great.
Well, Netflix has definitely been up in their
Yeah,
game.
I think Netflix really helped that category.
Well, it helps when you have Funimation and Crunchyroll doing everything.
What's
I
the
believe
new-
everything's owned by Crunchyroll now.
TS Anime is doing a lot
Yeah.
of stuff because TS Anime just picked up all the new Lupin stuff, so they're doing season 6 of Lupin. So
I'm behind on my anime.
So
I haven't watched hardly anything lately.
I'm down there. I'm down there. It's definitely been a while. So
I know.
I'm too jaded now.
All right, so since it's in production, they're looking at Ridley Scott to be the director
for
for the new Blade Runner.
the new Blade Runner movie.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, Ridley Scott. We can
I know.
talk about Ridley
Yeah.
Scott.
Talking
Yeah,
about
you know,
him
we
earlier.
might as well bring it up. So,
Are you a mall cop? Because you're on a Segway. Sorry.
It's all
Go
good.
ahead.
It's all good.
So Ridley Scott made a Twitter post or somewhere that he thinks superhero movies are effing boring shit.
Yep, literally. That was his
Yeah.
quote.
Effing boring ass shit. So I made a post about that earlier today, and people commented, and several people. John said he agreed with it. Dylan commented on it, and Dylan made some good points because Ridley Scott's saying CGI's killed the movies.
I could, or he's particularly saying the superhero movies,
Yeah.
and I can see that. There's a few superhero movies that I think the CGI ruined them.
But the stories were still great.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. Everybody loved that first Wonder Woman movie, and then I thought the ending was so terrible because of the CGI fight.
Yeah.
And
The second Wonder Woman, I just wasn't a fan of.
no, and then like, and that's what I feel like when I'm watching Justice League. It's like all CGI.
Yeah, I
There's
can't talk about that movie.
There's no drawn into it, and then I kind of felt that way with Avengers: Age of Ultron, where first Avengers, I was all in. That was New York. There was stuff going on. Second Avengers, they're on they've raised this
Yeah.
city and space, and there's giant robots everywhere, and it was just like, okay, I want to be excited by this, but again, I'm not, because it's so obvious CG and stuff. So I can see his argument, but then some of his movies have kind of sucked because of
Prometheus.
CG. Yes, thank you.
I'm going to go straight to it. Prometheus,
right there.
especially the ending that he did. So
Oh, God,
why
yes.
are you talking crap about it when your movie sucked?
I mean, he's done good stuff too.
Oh, yeah.
There's definitely, Gladiator is,
Yeah.
it's still a great movie, even though he took some liberties with the history. Yeah. But as a Roman historian, that always upsets me. But so like I said, though, it's one of those. He's got a right to his opinion.
All histories are historical fantasies. Come on.
Yeah, that's true.
Because we're telling a story that we weren't there for.
Exactly. A lot of creative license involved.
That's true. That's true.
And you don't know what kind of stories were passed down generation to generation depending on who's telling it. So, I mean,
Good point. Good
you
point.
know.
Give me Band of Brothers and Rough Riders any day, though.
Good show. I like Band of Brothers.
Yeah.
So WandaVision, Agatha spinoff receives
Yes.
an official title and logo.
Like the whole shebang. World of Darkness, World of Harkness, which was fantastic.
She did make the show, though. She made WandaVision good.
Yeah.
right,
There's
I have
no
not
question.
seen it.
Oh.
Well, all right.
It's
Spoiler.
A slow
Are we
build.
going to do the Agatha theme song?
No, it's all good because I just got Disney Plus a few weeks ago, and that was only because it was combined with ESPN for the hockey package.
Oh, for the Hulu ESPN package, yeah.
I'll fully admit that.
Hey, that's the package I didn't buy because I didn't want the ESPN. So
Yeah, well, being
Yeah.
a transplant to Florida, the
Yep.
hockey is still very
You got-
important.
you
to
got
me.
that.
But I'm looking forward to watching it, and then I know I have a lot to catch up on because
There
there's
is
a lot on there that I have
plenty,
not seen.
yes.
And there's some classics. I was a little weirded out one day. I went to watch Darby O'Gill and the Little People, which is an old classic with Sean Connery.
God.
And it was on late when I was like, it just happened to pop up on my, you might be interested in this right before Halloween. I'm like, oh my God, I saw this when I was like 6. And I was like, I'm going to turn this on. And they've redubbed like 90% of the cast. And I'm like, was that in the original? So I had to go dig online to find an original version, and I was like, no, okay, they did. Disney Plus did some magic with it, so I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes you question, does Disney magic always work?
Yeah, exactly.
No, it doesn't.
But no, speaking of magic though, but Agatha is such a cool character in the comics,
Yeah.
right? I mean, she is badass, and I mean, makes Doctor Strange is afraid of her. Yeah, so it would be cool
Well, there's
to see.
obviously plenty of story they can do with her and have
yeah.
a really good time.
And then with her just being awesome, so that just made it.
So what I'm excited for is this next part. So I loved Highlander, the movie and the TV show.
I love the show.
The first movie,
Yes.
not the second.
There were
'cause
no second or third.
that-
movie. There
yeah.
can be only one.
Yeah. Endgame was.
No, there can be only one.
But the
I
first
would
movie.
agree with the movies.
Yeah.
I would agree with the movies.
The first movie, then a TV show. Great.
The TV show was an odd spin. I like it where it was like taking place during the first movie. The
Yeah.
whole series takes place during the first movie. So that's why we had Connor show up at the beginning and all that. But it was actually a really cool premise for a show. And I even like the spinoff Raven.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
And they even did an animated version too, I believe.
I believe they did for a season
Yeah.
or two, which is
Yeah.
a kid's show about chopping people's heads off. So yeah, I'm sure that went as good as it could have. Yeah.
Well, when they label Bugs Bunny too violent,
Yeah,
come on.
exactly. Oh
but
my
also,
gosh.
what helped Highlander, it had great soundtrack too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Queen, did all the
Queen.
Yeah.
music.
We didn't do all the music. We did a
Well,
lot of it.
most of it.
Like Flash
Well, it's-
Gordon, before it. So.
But so they're rebooting it with Henry Cavill.
Oh, yeah.
So
Well, he's going to go from one sword
Cavill,
wielding.
he's good. He's a good Witcher to Highlander.
Yeah.
yeah, I could see him.
He's got the sword fighting down. I
I was
mean, and the
just
dude
gonna
is a
say.
nerd, so
Yeah.
I love that. He's a
Speaking
genuine
of
nerd.
so what game he just posted? During COVID, during the lockdown, he played Witcher 3 on the hardest of hard modes
And beat it.
it.
Yep, yep.
I'm like, oh,
Yeah, he's
you're-
cool.
you're
I like.
a hero.
There was the kid who went to school and got bullied because
yeah,
he told
because
his,
he said
his uncle was Superman and
Yeah.
everybody laughed at him and he was wearing a Superman shirt and he got bullied. Well, and his uncle showed up and the next day was Henry Cavill. And,
He's like, see, my uncle is
yeah,
Superman.
Yeah, it was. I'm like, yes.
That's cool.
Well, when I was looking at the story, it kind of took me down a rabbit hole because I went to Dragon Con a couple years ago. Adrian Paul was there.
Oh,
So I got
yes.
to meet him and talk with him. And then it made me think of his performance in Arrow. And then Paul Blackthorne was there because he was in that. Made me start thinking of the Dresden Files and the one
Yes.
season that was on. So
He also did an
the less said
episode of
about Dresden
Charmed.
Files.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly, I love the Dresden Files show because it brought fans into the books. The books are so much better,
Wow.
and it's like
yeah, who carries a hockey stick around Chicago?
I mean, that actually, I was kind of cool with that. And the fact that they made the Blue Beetle instead of a Beetle, the World War II Jeep, I was cool with that. Little changes like that, I was okay with. It was changing
what
complete
about
characters
Bob?
and all that. I was fine with that. Well, that was Terrence Mann, so how could you not be upset? Well, yeah, Terrence Mann's awesome. But like I said, it was one of those. Oh, sorry, Dresden Files rabbit hole for those of you who are
yeah.
following
Sorry
at home.
about that, Jim
sorry,
Butcher.
sorry.
Good series.
I'm a Jim Butcher-aholic. So
Yeah, well, actually, it was Jim Butcher with Paul Blackstone who were on
the panel. Oh,
Yeah.
very nice.
So,
Very, very nice. So, all right,
sorry
moving
about
on.
that. I totally digressed.
No, that's fine. That's what we're here for. That's what we're all about. I'm going to digress into the next one. My wonderful, amazing person, Bruce Campbell, who is
Oh yes.
the man, the god of gods, the most powerful actor in Hollywood. I would cast him in anything. But anyway, yeah, he
Even
has
in the new
been.
Spider-Man movie.
He is. We don't know if he is in Doctor Strange, but he tweeted that he was filmed a thing with a guy in New York that one time, and and his best friend Sam Raimi is
Yeah.
directing,
Right.
Doctor Strange.
Everything
Multiverse of
Sam
Madness.
does.
Bruce is a
Ted
cameo.
is
Look at
usually in it, and he's in it.
The first three Spider-Man
Yeah.
movies. It was so funny back in those days. That was back before they had to hide the spoilers. But Bruce would still tease that he plays the pivotal role in every movie. Well, in the first one, he gave him the name.
Yeah.
What do you call yourself?
ring
I'm the
announcer.
I'm the amazing Spider Boy. No. The amazing Spider-Man. Otherwise he would have been Spider Boy. Or the Human Spider, I think. And then in the second one, he's like, I defeat Spider-Man. And in the second one, he keeps him from getting into the show. So,
Oh, yeah, 'cause he worked in the theater.
so then in the third one, he's like, I play the crucial role of, getting them back together and all this stuff. And he was the waiter. It's just like, so in this, he keeps saying, I might be in it. I might not. It's just, but anyway, in the meantime, they're doing a lot of reshoots.
Yeah.
6 weeks.
6 weeks of reshoots. That's not unheard of. I mean, That was, what was the last one that did that? Civil War did like 5 weeks of reshoots. So
Well, my understanding is they had to shoot the last 2 weeks of the regular film and then go back to do the continue with the reshoots.
a lot of it was COVID. They said
Yeah.
had slowed things down, and they couldn't do some things they wanted to.
So was some stuff delayed, or did they change plot points, or what?
Well, and that's a good question, as well as was there an actor who couldn't come back or something like that where they had to reshoot things? So we'll see. It'll be interesting.
I am all for Sam Raimi. That's all I know. As long as Ted's in it in a cameo, and
Oh, he will be. He has to
good.
be.
So, and I heard some of it might spill over into some of the last minute reshoots for Spider-Man Far From Home. So
Which that trailer drops in an hour and like 12 minutes.
on theaters, but not
Yeah.
online for a few days. So, but it'll leak.
Yeah.
The minute it's up on a theater.
Well, okay, just like, what was it, the leak for, on Disney Plus. It was supposed to just be on Disney Plus. I watched it the other night. Of course, now I'm drawing a blank. It got leaked the night before. It's going to bug me now. I have to come back to that.
We'll come back to it.
God,
You'll figure it
sorry
out.
about that.
No
It'll
worries.
pop up.
Brain fart. It's all good.
Yes, complete.
But speaking of Disney Day.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were talking about that a little bit earlier. So let's look at the list. I mean, this is insane. They've announced X-Men '97, sold.
Yes.
Oh man, I was seeing the art direction on that looks amazing.
I mean, it looks just like they picked it
The
up.
original
The
X-Men.
first series
and they
ended
said they're
in
going to
'97.
continue from when it ended.
Yeah, and they got a lot of the original voice actors back because a lot of them are still doing the biz.
Yeah.
So
And it's important to have them back.
yeah, Echo we already discussed. Agatha we already discussed.
The new Spider-Man.
The new Spider-Man freshman year. The style looks like the old '60s cartoon.
Yeah.
I am down with this.
Cute.
Marvel Zombies.
Everyone likes that.
They were.
It was a popular series.
Apparently, this is going to go closer to the Kirkman original comics.
All right,
So
whatever.
maybe we get lucky and they'll bring in Ash versus Evil Dead because he was an important part
Yeah.
of those comics. as we
Deadpool and
discussed on
Headpool.
Comic 101 many years ago. Deadpool, Headpool.
I'm interested in
She-Hulk
She-Hulk.
looks
I am
really
all
good.
about lawyer She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Like, if they follow it as a career and not just punching, like, that's going to be really
In the
fun.
the footage they showed, it looks like she's breaking a fourth wall like she did in the comics.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, like, they need to have the proper amount of fun with that, and it'll be great.
Yeah, if they get like Dan Slott to just comment on it and stuff, I'd be down.
Then Moon Knight. That's going to be
Oh.
a good one.
Freaking crazy. I mean, we did a whole episode on
Yeah.
that on Comic 101 back in the day, and just because how crazy Moon Knight is. And then this just looks like it's picking up the gauntlet and just going with it.
What if
So,
season 2
Knew that was coming.
Secret Invasion is actually going to be a show now?
Well, that was the plan, yeah.
Yeah.
And they got Ben Mendelsohn and
Sam's back.
Sam's back with an eye,
Yeah.
eye patch. So is he a Skrull?
Maybe.
Ooh.
I Am Groot.
Yeah, that looked really cute, like a Groot.
So is that going to be like a Scotty Young style? Because the logo looks like it.
It looked
I
like
think
it, but
so.
it looked CG. But we'll see how it turns out. Yeah, they
Yeah.
didn't really show much more than
I'm
a logo on
curious.
that. They did say the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special is
Yeah.
canon. So
And Ironheart.
so technically the Star Wars Holiday Special was canon because it introduced Boba Fett.
Yeah, we
and a
don't
few
talk
other
about that
characters.
one still.
And then Ironheart is still coming. They still kind of announced that along with Armor Wars. And apparently she's going to be part of that. Riri is going to be part of that. And I like the style of it. It looked like they'd hammered the heart
Yeah.
out of iron, so that looked pretty cool.
Well, they've
so.
done good things with like other characters in the Spider-Verse, so why not in the Iron Man like lineup?
And then we got a sneak preview vid of Ms. Marvel.
Yeah.
A little bit more than we got from the initial trailer last Disney Plus day.
Yeah.
And but still not a lot more. They're keeping that one close to the chest.
I'm looking
so.
forward to that too.
It doesn't look like she's getting the embiggen where she's more Plastic Man-y and
Yeah.
Mr. Fantastic. It looks like it's more Cosmic Force, which fits the Marvel MCU better, I think.
So when you think of 80s movies, what are some of your top 80s action movies?
Buckaroo Banzai.
Okay,
Hawk the
let's
Slayer.
go
Crawl.
buddy cop movies.
Oh.
Let's go that route.
Tango and Cash.
Okay. That.
Although they were kind of late into the field.
Yeah.
Come on, let's
You
think.
set him up
48
to not
hours.
say what you
I
want
know,
him to say.
I know. I know. Well, Tango and Cash had one of the people. No, it didn't.
No, it didn't.
That was Stallone and
That was
Kurt
Kurt Russell and
Yeah.
Stallone, baby. That was awesome.
Yeah, it
And
was
Jack
neither of these two.
Palance.
But Mel Gibson is directing Lethal Weapon 5.
Yeah. I'm too old for this shit.
They definitely are too old.
Wow.
Wow.
I love that picture. That's fantastic. Whoever found that. That's
Danny Glover's now doing commercials for, it's either Legal Shield, or not Legal Shield, the Car Shield, or
Oh gosh.
one of the, I don't know, health insurance or life insurance companies.
Yeah. I was still surprised that Joe Pesci's still alive. So, I love Joe Pesci, but yeah. He did an album years ago, Joseph
What, he
Vincent LaGuardia Sings for You.
Oh.
And it's like an old Vegas lounge singer that doesn't exist, but it's Joe Pesci singing and being foul mouthed, and it's hysterical. He has a great song like "Take Your Love and Shove It Up Your," and that's just one of the best songs ever.
Yeah, I got
But yeah, we'll see what happens in Mel
I
directing
like
because
Lethal
nobody wants to
Weapon.
direct him.
Yeah.
So I liked him in the second Machete movie, Machete Kills.
Yeah.
So, and I loved him in what was that Christmas one we watched last year, where he was Santa on the
God.
farm? What was that called? Fat Man.
I didn't see
Fat
that.
Man. If you haven't
I
seen
haven't
that,
even heard of it.
it's the John Wick Santa Claus movie you didn't know you needed.
He was in the Will Ferrell movie with Mark Wahlberg, the
Okay.
sequel about the parents.
Oh yeah, what was that?
Can't remember the name of that one now.
But Fat Man was a kid hires a hitman to kill Santa Claus because he didn't get the present he wanted because he's a mob son and he's a spoiled brat.
that sounds like a perfect Christmas movie.
It's really, really good. What I expected was not what I got, and it was even better than I thought.
Yeah,
I
I
was gonna
don't
get,
normally
so.
like Christmas-based movies, but this was actually pretty entertaining.
So speaking of Christmas movies, I know it's not on the list, but Will Ferrell got offered to do Elf.
Oh, Elf
Two.
Second movie.
Yeah,
Elf
and
2.
he turned it down.
$28 million.
Turned it down
Because
he
he
didn't
said,
want to ruin
he said it was too much like the original and he didn't want to ruin it.
it. Yep. No
Good for
reason to
him,
do it.
though.
Yeah.
It's not just to make a sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Although I wonder
Yes.
if Bob Newhart could have used some money and been in the sequel too, because he's still acting and he's got to be 90 plus,
he's
and
old.
he's still doing stuff. I heard him on a audio thing doing a voiceover the other day. So I'm like, well, voiceover work, yeah, keep that going. All right, well,
Are we ready to move on to the next topic?
Let's move on.
let's move on to Space and Tech. I got one thing I want to talk about real quick before we do this. So we were up at the Mothman Museum for Mothman Day, which was the 20. Some people say it's the 25th. I like to go by the 22nd, or not the 25th, the 15th. I like to go by the 12th because that was when the first sighting occurred in Clendenin. But Point Pleasant, the famous sighting, was the 15th. But we were up there and we were talking with a few UFO people that day, and we were talking UFO stuff. And then this was all the news, was that doorbell camera caught a triangle, which we wrote about in Erie, all the way back in Erie years ago, and a lot of people, yeah, so watch this up in the tree. Guy gets his doorbell alarm, and he goes to look outside. What triggered his doorbell alarm?
Huh.
And that is what we have had many people describe to us as the Black Triangle craft. 3 lights, hovering, super slow, no tail blinks, no, aircraft insignia, huge.
Yeah, it looks very big.
That's, I mean, no idea how high it is, but again, barely making out the definition of what it is, all this. Now, this is a doorbell camera, so it's low res and all that, but that's some amazing stuff. And this guy had no reason to, definitely not fake, I don't think. I cannot, I will say definitely, most likely not. I got to do my little hedge my bet there, but I mean, that's impressive. And it's,
Definitely moves super slow.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I am no doorbell camera expert by any stretch of the imagination. Is that too far to catch from a doorbell camera?
No, that's they have a pretty decent resolution, but if there's nothing blocking them, they focus on what's right in front of them. What that was focusing on the tree, because there was nothing else blocking it. So something shook the house, and that triggered the doorbell camera because they felt movement. And now that could have been anything, but
Could have been a cat walking by.
yeah, it could be anything. But the fact that they caught that with it and then it tracked it till the end. Normally those turn off. But it was enough movement where it kept it on.
So why didn't anybody else see this?
Well, it was late at night. This is like 4 a.m. So was anybody else up? You know.
Unless it's at our house, everybody's up still at 4 in the morning.
Well, that's your place.
You guys
But
are
are you
exception.
looking out the window?
Yeah, are you looking
No,
out the window
no,
for more? You're
I don't
playing.
have a window from my room.
Yeah.
You're on your phone. You're
Exactly.
playing your games and stuff. You're not looking up. Nobody
No.
looks up anymore. Now, for this week though, everybody needs to look up on the 19th.
Yeah, the 19th.
19th, 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. in our time down here in Florida, Eastern, is the longest lunar eclipse of the next century. So almost near total, and it'll start about 1. You'll start seeing our shadow going over the full moon, and then by 3 a.m., 4 a.m., it will be full, and then it'll start dimming, and so about 7 a.m.
The 19th, what? Friday.
Friday night.
Friday.
So
Perfect. I don't have work in the morning.
Yep. Get up, walk outside at some point
Set
in the
my
night,
camera
and
up.
just set your camera, get some good shots. It's going to be epic, and the fact that it's lasting that long, like I said, we won't get another one like that till the 2200s. So
Yeah. I'll
That's
probably
pretty cool.
be dead by then.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, who knows? I don't plan on it, but anyway, so that's our space news. Not a lot, but I brought both those to the table. Next time, somebody else got to bring some space news. So,
All right, I'll work on space next time.
but we're into your area now.
Gaming. Yes.
But it was so cloudy most nights. Oh, one good night of moon.
So, if you're working for a fast food restaurant, what item do you think they would use to help train you?
And
A stick.
a 486 computer that
Probably.
that was probably better in a bowling alley.
Or videos, what to do.
Oh, yeah,
what
those
not to
videos.
do.
Oh, those crappy videos.
Oh my gosh, training videos.
Well, back in 2010, Nintendo made exclusive DSs for McDonald's, and they came with cartridges to learn how to cook the food and train the employees. They were started out in Japanese only. A few of them did make it over here, but they were all supposed to be returned to Nintendo. And another one popped up on the market that people have found. And I wouldn't mind having that. Just cool little collector's piece. But I want to see what the cartridges are.
It'd be pretty interesting to see how they have you do it. You know, like by today's standards, on the internet, you have these kids sites where they're making burgers and whatnot
Yeah.
and moving the mouse around. So you almost wonder, is it the same kind of thing with how, you know, put the ketchup on, put the patty on the burger, flip the burger.
I
I'm
that
thinking
kind of thing.
WarioWare.
Yeah.
Yeah, like mini
But is this
games.
why McDonald's has crappy food product that they don't make? They're not hiring gamers to play the game properly?
Or the fact that they trained them on a DS instead of training them on a grill,
Yeah.
maybe.
You don't know how to cook? Here's a DS. Learn how fake cook, and you can do it in real life. It's
Then-
okay.
and then-
It's the same thing.
It's a way to
Big
practice.
Macosaur, I choose you.
Speaking of McDonald's, God. When I was at the toy shop in Tarpon Springs, they had the old McDonald Happy Meal Transformers there.
I like those. I
those
had
were great.
those.
And they weren't badly priced. They were like $5 each.
I
I'm
remember
like, I want them.
the first one that I really went crazy for was when the Turtles, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Yeah.
came out with the Burger King ones. I remember those were the first ones that I remember actively collecting. Because before that, it was maybe the Burger King glasses. You know, you would get the glasses like for, I remember, what was it, Batman Returns? They had
Yeah.
The Riddler glass, that was cool as heck. I remember those got recalled. I was like, ooh, this might be worth something. That was like the first thing I think in
I'm
my
not
head. I
sending them
remember.
back.
So-
I'm keeping that.
I'm really going to date myself with a story similar to that. You guys remember the cartoon The Rescuers?
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, I love that.
Bob Newhart
one.
again.
Pizza Hut had the glasses with the characters on it. I still have one.
That's
Aw.
great. That's great. Well, my kids destroyed all but one of my Star Trek Wrath of Khan glasses. I think I still have my Spock, but that was all the rest of them were gone. And My Battlestar Galactica glasses died in a moving accident when I was in high school. So moving out to college, and I dropped them, and I was like, oh, I'll get new ones. And then, of course, I've never seen them since.
Right.
So.
Yeah, no, mine survived moves across the country twice.
Nice.
So.
Nice. That's the good glasses.
Yeah.
That's the fancy glasses.
I still got the plastic cups from Pizza Hut for the Star Wars in the early 90s that they did. I
remember
6
those.
of those.
So many cups.
So many cups and glasses and all those crazy things. So now we collect the movie theater cups for all the Marvel launches. So.
Yeah, how do you store them all?
It's,
I mean,
You need
run
a
out
lot
of
of
room.
room.
Well, that's the
don't
beauty
you?
of the movie ones is they just stack.
Yeah.
But the old glasses ones, oh man, yeah, that's all just the top shelf of our above the sink.
yeah.
So.
I saw the movie theater ones they're doing for Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah.
Those look cool.
Okay,
'Cause
well,
that comes out Thursday.
Yeah, I was gonna say Thursday night.
I'm excited. But for more games.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're talking about
We're about games now. We're out of movies.
Yeah,
Come on.
I clicked the wrong thing. The Halo new game, Halo Infinite, comes out December 8th. Well, last night they decided, hey, guess what? We're going to release the multiplayer version for free.
Yeah.
So you don't even need to buy the game.
If you have
can-
Game Pass, it's already downloading. It's one of those. They put that on as a queued download.
Yeah.
Whether you had the choice or not. So.
So I forgot it came out. I saw people posting. I'm like, oh, I didn't read it or anything. Dylan comes down. He's like, you're going to thank me for this. Grabs my controller, starts downloading. I'm like, ooh.
Very
So
nice.
I know what I'm playing tonight.
Yep.
So I'll definitely have to get some footage.
My daughter was saying, "Dad, you're up in the hills. It's here. It's here." I was like, "Ah."
I'm excited.
So. Yeah. But speaking of Halo,
Yes.
they dropped a trailer. Oh my gosh. It was 30 seconds.
Yeah, for
But
the new series.
Live action.
Live action show. I mean, now, years ago, Weta made the Warthog
Yeah.
for when Peter Jackson was going to be doing the series. That was as after Lord of the Rings, he was going to do Halo. And then Showtime pulled the plug, as Showtime does on many things. Ash vs. Evil Dead, American Gods. No, that was Stars that pulled that on those two. But Showtime pulled a lot of plugs too. So, but that one never even got off the ground. But they did make the Warthog as proof of concept. And apparently it's finally making its film debut in
finally.
this. So,
I'm excited. I can't wait for it. I love Halo. I've always enjoyed that game. Plus, it was a fun game. Just sit around with your friends and shoot everybody.
it was the first game to replace GoldenEye in our living room for our multiplayer
Yeah.
matches. It took that long. And then I don't think it got replaced until Left 4 Dead. Before we replaced that with something we enjoyed more. So
GoldenEye was still good. It needs
That's
to
still
hurry up and
good.
come out on the Switch. But I found my Nintendo 64. Now I'm going to go buy GoldenEye this weekend, probably at the flea market,
there you go.
so I can start playing again.
I was trying to remember. There were only a couple games on 64 that I would go back for.
GoldenEye, Mario Kart.
Mario.
64 was kind of an awkward graphics era.
Perfect
Yeah.
Dark wasn't too bad.
It was just slow.
Yeah.
It was so slow.
But same engine for
Yeah.
GoldenEye. It was fun just for the multiplayer kill each other.
Yep. What was the other one we played? I think that was pretty much it. Yeah, I don't think we did much else. So GoldenEye. So
Yeah, GoldenEye was fun.
Was
Well,
good.
Let's go to some other news.
Other news. Around
Other
the net.
news. Around the net.
Other-
Speaking of around the net.
Yeah, we'll talk about that real quick. So we know you watch us, but
Before us, there was a show.
there were a few shows. That was back in the day.
A big station.
Yes, it was G4. And we've talked about it a few times. It's coming back, it's coming back, it's coming back. It's back. Officially.
Finally.
Although
after
you
they
still have to
announced
watch
it
it on
last
Twitch.
year. Yeah, so you got to watch it on Twitch if you want to watch it live. Then the next day, if it's on your cable channel, you can watch it on TV.
It was on the what used to be Esquire, which was G4 originally, and it became
So if you have
Esquire.
Comcast, you can watch it. If you have Spectrum, right now I think you still should have luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't
Sadly.
watch it.
And it's not on the internet, so you have to watch it on Twitch or
Yeah.
YouTube. So, not a problem. But Attack of the Show is back.
Kevin's
And
back.
Kevin's
with
back
some new
for-
hosts.
Yeah, with some new hosts. And then X-Play is back. And
With
then
Adam Sessler.
They've got a couple D&D shows now and some other stuff. So,
It'll be interesting. I'm excited for Attack of the Show.
yeah.
So
I am too. And a lot of people are like, oh, where's Olivia Munn? She's moved on. It's okay.
yeah,
So,
that's the sad part. Won't get
It's okay.
her, but we'll see how the new hosts go.
it's all good. But then the it's kind of Marvel-y news, but it's kind of movie news. So this was the leak that Schwarzenegger, Arnold, has been in talks.
The Governator?
With the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
About joining.
Not sure what I think about that at this point.
It would be what character?
Yeah, it really depends what he plays. But there's options.
He's too old for Doctor Doom, but man, he would make a good Doctor Doom 10 years ago.
Yeah, I don't know who he could play.
I'm thinking Galactus. I'm here to eat the planet.
I'll be back.
I understand to a point why they're looking at him, though. I mean, demographically
iconic.
speaking. Well, I mean,
Iconic.
Well,
you know,
Stallone's
back in
been
the
in it.
day-
now.
Oh, yeah, he was,
you know,
I mean...
so
well,
he's going to pull in more of the older generation.
Well, they put Robert Redford in Civil War,
Yeah.
you know, and that was one of those, what? You know,
Right,
and, you know,
right.
but for me, as a kid, Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid was like one of my favorite movies. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. And I love when he opened his fridge and there was the Newman's Own jelly. So there was no dressing in there. That was just for us, you know. But so we don't know who. So there's a lot of speculation out there. I mean, a lot of people are going for the big superhero strong types. I'm like, he's too old for that
old
now.
to
So
do that.
No, I'd like to see him do something weird. He's done a
Yeah.
lot of weird roles.
I mean, look at Stallone as the original Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right.
You know,
yeah,
so
yeah, I was surprised to see him in that.
yeah, and apparently he's back in the new one. So
heard that.
yeah,
And he voiced King Shark in Suicide Squad.
yeah. So I'm loving the '80s guys getting a little, you know, revival here.
So if we're bringing back more 80s, are we going to get Dolph Lundgren?
Yeah, well, they did. Van Damme did his own little show, you know, called what was it? Van Damme, I think. Where it was like a pseudo mockumentary of him. It was done Entourage style,
Right.
and that was pretty good.
Seagull going to come in?
Oh, Skull. He's a sheriff in some small town again, so yeah, he's got his own thing.
Yeah, I think
He's
his
been
acting days are over.
He's been hanging out in Russia, I know that, doing
Yeah.
his martial arts over there, and he's like best friends with them over there. So
I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad thing to see him, but I don't really know how they're going to use him. And that I think will make or break whatever.
I think the fact that he's met with Faye and stuff like that's enough. I mean, just we'll see what he does. You know, that Marvel has not. That is one of their strengths. I don't think they've miscast about anybody yet. I think the closest was poor Eccleston in Thor: Dark World. They totally miscast him in that.
well, Thor: Dark World was kind of a thing anyway.
Yeah, I think that was just one of those, they kind of shoveled it together at the last minute. That was another one that had a lot of reshoots, or didn't have a lot of reshoots. That's why
And
everybody was
should
like,
have
if it
had
should
a
have,
lot
yeah,
Yeah.
that was it. Who knows? Maybe he'll be the new Agent Coulson.
oh god.
that would be a leap.
Old Man Coulson.
That would be
Yeah,
a
I
leap.
don't know.
I don't know. It could be anything.
You'd really
I'm
have to
good.
suspend your reality. For
Well,
that.
I did hear the other rumor was Norman Reedus talking about Ghost Rider.
I did hear that too.
So that's as Johnny
No, let's
Blaze.
bring.
He's
let's-
able to ride a motorcycle.
Yeah, and he'd look the part. Now Cage is getting up there, so he doesn't look the part anymore. So, although I,
think
did
Nicolas
love him in
Cage should
Mandy.
still do it.
We just watched him in Mandy. I read Joe Bob was doing it on Shudder, and he was good in that. He was
Who,
really
Nicolas
good.
Cage?
Nicolas Cage, yeah. This
I know
height of Nicolas Cage
He did
weirdness.
some movie recently, very low budget, about a pig.
Oh yeah. That's apparently his next one after Mandy. Mandy
Apparently
was crazy
it's-
enough. So,
Everybody said it was good.
Yep.
I'm like, I gotta check this pig movie out.
and then now the other leak was from No Way Home.
Yes. So
This is other.
I mentioned
leaked news.
it last week, but we didn't have footage. But there's some photos now of.
Are they? Yeah. No, that's still Photoshop. But they have kind of shown them standing together, and it's starting to piece that old
And
leaked script is starting
There's
to fit.
another footage of Daredevil.
Oh, he was in the She-Hulk trailer
Yeah.
for a second, so we know he's there now.
And it's the same actor that played it.
Yeah, Charlie Cox.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So
but that shot of them standing on a street. I
Yeah.
guess if you Google it up, you'll find it. So that's them. I mean, and it does not look Photoshop. It does not look.
we'll definitely
Anything.
see once that trailer comes out.
Well, you figure too that because they've already shown that Daredevil is there.
Yeah, he's going to be in one of the other ones. He's what we're hopefully in that Spider-Man trailer that's dropping tonight will be the confirmation of that, because that's been like the worst kept secret.
See, I still think they shouldn't even put the trailer out.
Yeah.
Don't
what you were
put
saying
trailer
last
out
week.
We're all done. We're good. We're all in.
because everybody's still going to watch it regardless.
Carrie, what about you? Do you think Eternals, we saw too many trailers, which is why we didn't want to go see it?
I just didn't care about Eternals.
This is the characters. I think I read the Neil Gaiman run at the time when it came out because I was like, because he had just done 1602, which was probably one of my favorite Marvel comic series of all time. And then I'm like, oh, and he's doing Eternals next? Oh my gosh. I'm like, I'd read Eternals when I was a kid, but barely remembered it. It was such an obscure Jack Kirby weirdness.
I guess the big issue Eternals had was it People Magazine spoiled it?
Some of it, apparently. The two cameos after the
the
credits.
one cameo, which we can mention. It
Well,
doesn't
who cares?
someone's brother,
Yeah.
played by I don't even know who,
Harry Styles is big in UK.
whoever he is,
But
some singer.
Yeah, but I think that's also a demographic move.
yeah, that was a
Bring
that was
in the younger ones, bring in Schwarzenegger for the older people, and that way you're really getting a broad audience.
And well, the whole point of so he's playing for those who are not following
Star Fox.
Star Fox, who is Thanos' brother.
Who also goes by Eros.
Eros, and that was
means
it was
love.
Which was when Kirby created them and with Stan Lee, it was Thanos was Thanatos, the god of death, and Eros was his brother, the god of love, and so that's why he made Star Fox.
Which, if I'm right, he was also an Avenger at one point.
Yeah, Star Fox was an Avenger.
And he was kicked out of the Avengers.
Yes, because
for sexual harassment.
at which She-Hulk defended him in his legal trial, but then she realized she had had an affair with him and wondered if he had
Conflict of
used her
interest, yeah.
powers on him or not. So that was a very cool issue of the comic. So odd that they're bringing him in. I was happy to see Pip the Troll make a cameo as Patton Oswalt. So now Pip is one of those great characters from Marvel Comics. He's a Jim Starlin creation. He's just this little troll. He is the guardian of the Mind Gem back in the day.
Yeah.
And he was a bigger part of Infinity Gauntlet in the comics. And he hangs out with this guy named Adam Warlock, who we know is hinted
Which
to be
also
coming
hung out
in
with Drax the Destroyer.
and which would be coming in Guardians 3.
Oh, I can't
So
wait.
there's a lot coming. It's a lot down the pike. But anyway, so that was a lot of leaks and news. But then I got the best news. As always, the annual tradition continues for Thanksgiving. Yeah,
Turkey Day
play it.
quickly approaches, people.
Look
Prepare
at
yourselves and your stomachs.
The bots
For the
are back.
annual MST3K
Mystery
Turkey Day
Science
Marathon.
Madness.
8 classic episodes
They did
streaming
announce a new
all
Turkey
day
Day.
long.
Hosted
I
by
was afraid
us.
they weren't going to
and
this year because they're filming
Plus,
the new
we'll
season.
reveal each and every one of the 13 movies from the upcoming 13th season of
apparently they're
MST3K.
gonna
Join
show
us bright and
all
early
the
on
titles,
November 25th
13
and
episodes
stuff
of the new
yourself
show.
with MST3K.
Bring the
which
whole
we haven't
family.
seen what
See you
movies
on
they're gonna be
Turkey
doing yet.
Day.
We're getting a lot of fun stuff with this. I am so thrilled that we're getting a new Turkey Day. I didn't think we would.
I'm going to watch
They
it.
just couldn't pass it up.
Well, I mean, usually, for those who don't know, Turkey Day, Mystery Science Theater, when it was on Comedy Central back in the day, every Thanksgiving they would do Turkey Day, which is basically they would show these turkeys of a movies, because that was the premise of Mystery Science Theater, is you make fun of the bad movies. Well, they started it one year as a joke. They did like 4 episodes back to back, and then it exploded. Comedy Central was their highest rated special they'd ever done, and they didn't have to make new content. So the next year they made it a deal. They gave them to make new little segments between the shows and gave them some extra commercial time, and they did a full 24 hours. And it was a huge hit. And so they did it again and again and again, all the way up until the Sci-Fi Channel days, when after Comedy Central stopped it, Sci-Fi Channel picked it up and didn't do one first year, got hate
Hammered.
mail because they didn't do it. So the next year they did Turkey Day. Maybe why they only ran it 3 seasons on Sci-Fi Channel. And then, it disappeared, but then they brought it back, and it's every year they've done something on YouTube now. Shout Factory and all that. But then we thought with the new show coming, we weren't going to get that this year. But we did.
But this is the perfect way to prep everybody for the new show.
Exactly. And the Gizmoplex, where it's going to be on their own network, so don't have to worry about pleasing Netflix gods or whatever anymore. So I am super thrilled
I'll definitely watch
about
it.
this. So do we have some trailers? We watched that one. Oh yeah, let's show that Halo teaser that we talked about earlier. Let's all 30 seconds of this.
I have not. I didn't.
It's not in 7.
Hello, Master
I was hoping for Mass Effect, but this will do it. I mean, that's about as teaser as a teaser gets. I mean, and it's Paramount Plus. So, yet one more reason to buy Paramount Plus. So.
I have not played the games, but the show looks good.
It looks crazy. I mean, it's. I mean, all you need to know about the games is that he's a big Spartan warrior who never see his face, and he just shoots bad guys. It's Boba Fett.
Mandalorian.
There's a lot of shooting.
There's a lot of shooting. So you're not excited about Boba Fett?
I was just never a big fan.
Okay. Okay.
Who are you? I'm hurt.
Poor John. John, he felt that, and he's still in the road. So yeah.
Come on, he got eaten by a pit.
That's true, and for a burp joke.
Yeah.
And not even the first burp joke in that movie. The second burp joke in that movie. That's the sad part. That's when we start going, maybe George Lucas isn't that great a director.
Maybe he got lucky on a couple things.
He was not the best at bounty hunters. I mean...
Well, he's a clone.
Yeah.
I mean, he's, no real original thought with that.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have that trailer for the Blade Runner anime? Let's watch that.
Yeah, this looks good.
There's my only thing we don't have in the future is we don't have those light up umbrellas yet. Somebody needs to make that happen.
Give Razor time, they'll make it.
We got those drone cars now that we saw a couple weeks ago. Do we have light up umbrellas? I haven't seen them.
They're probably in Japan because Japan has everything.
And they've got a lot of things that we don't yet.
Oh, red lanterns. Always a sign of Chinatown when you got red lanterns.
When heaven would not oblige.
It does remind me of, you're right, Rob, we were talking earlier, it reminds me of the 1994 West End games. They were doing Command and Conquer.
Oh, yeah.
They did a Blade Runner CGI game, and this is very point-and-click adventure, yes. Maybe they're using that same engine.
Why are my dreams getting worse?
Yeah, maybe they're just going to play the game for, just like a Twitch streamer doing it. It wasn't a terrible game, it just wasn't a good game. They're running it on DOSBox.
I'm just going to ask you some questions.
But, no, there's the test.
All this is still better than the newest Cyberpunk game.
Well, it looks interesting.
20 years ago.
But in the end, we're all just tears in the ring.
Artificial people. Call them replicants.
Which was an ad-lib.
Hoping they do all our heavy lifting without ever complaining.
Humanity
it looks so crazy, though.
But ideas mean
I am glad they cut this sequence out from the book Ready Player One and didn't put that in the movie because I didn't need all the stupid Blade Runner references in the Ready Player One movie.
Police units en route.
Suspect is female.
I'm still waiting for them to do
LAPD, stop.
Which one?
Ready Player 2.
Oh, no, you don't. If you read the book, you don't want the movie.
They only got through like 3 chapters.
Good. That's the only part you needed to read. There's a reason you only got through 3 chapters of that one. Sorry, Ernie. We love you, Ernie Klein, but, I don't know where you were going with that second one.
Kill them all.
The last chapter's pretty awesome. It took me that long to get in.
Yeah, that's sad. Most people wouldn't even make it that far.
I know. I did out of sheer spite. I spite read that one, so. Then it sparked joy at the end, but that's what it took.
That's kind of the ultimate slow build-up if it takes the last chapter to really...
That's very Blade Runner, though. Blade Runner, I was not a fan when it came out. I know that's sacrilege. It was a Harrison Ford sci-fi movie, and I was not a fan. I was 11. Okay. It was over my head. Yeah, I didn't get it. And then years later, I was like, oh, you'll get it when you're older and watch it. And I've gone back to it a few times, and I'm like, it still kind of drags. So
just as long as they don't try and cast Harrison Ford in this.
Yes, please let the man rest. He's hurt on the set of Star Wars.
Anything he does, he's hurting himself or others.
He is 79.
I mean, he still flies his helicopter and does
crashes his helicopter
a lot. He's rescued people from the mountains and stuff like that. So the dude's a real life hero in a couple ways. But yeah, come on,
let him do his own thing.
Let him have some. Let put him out to pasture. But
Let him just do voice work.
He could still do some stuff, but just not the action stuff.
I mean, look at Mark Hamill's making a career out of just doing voiceover work and stuff. Let Harrison
He
do
does
that.
such great voices.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's that one. They did that one YouTube, just straight to YouTube for Batman animated, where they were kidnapping Mark Hamill, and he was able to impersonate. And it was all the villains that he does the voices for,
Yeah.
and he uses his powers of impersonation of all of them to make them fight each other.
Oh my God.
All the villains, and he saves himself, it's hysterical. If you ever look that up, look up Mark Hamill saves himself. It's hysterical. So
Now I gotta watch that one.
yeah, it's good because it's him as Trickster, which he did on the Flash original TV series, and he's brought him back in the new show. And then it's Joker, of course, and I forget who the third one was, but it was another one he'd done the voice of. But it was very cool. It is a goofy thing. But yeah, we're still jet lagged from the trip. I mean, we weren't flying; we drove. We stopped at our first Buc-ee's.
Yes.
Yes.
It's enormous. It definitely is enormous.
It is the Walmart of gas stations. Yeah. Yes, and the wall of jerky was there.
Yeah.
I was disappointed. I expected more. I was like, there's like 6 flavors.
Bucky nuts?
We didn't get the beaver nuggets because it was a little too much sugar for me. But I did
They were okay. They had samples.
Yeah, we tried them.
When we went, I didn't get samples. They didn't have it.
Yeah,
I like the jerky.
Yeah, the jerky. I ate a sandwich,
Jerky
and
was
you
okay.
got something.
Oh, I got like a taco or something.
Yeah, something weird from the food stands, and they were okay. Then I would say that Jamer Farms was really good. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. Mm-hmm. And then on the way back, we stopped at Ellis Farms, which is the pecans and nut place, and the best bowl of peanuts we had on the trip. So, and bowl of peanuts, as you know, the caviar of the South.
Yes,
so
bowl of peanuts are so good.
So
I remembered what the Disney Plus
yes,
thing was.
Yay!
It was the Obi-Wan behind the scenes kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
With the director and Ewan McGregor.
Yes, Ewan McGregor. And then they did the Willow cast announcement.
Yeah.
Which I was like, I thought I was the only person who remembered that movie. So, and it was sad they did that the day one of the actors passed from the original. I can't remember. He was the swordsman, Mad Mardigan's buddy.
Yeah,
the general. Mad Mardigan, it's good to see you. I thought you were dead. But that guy, he'd been in a bunch of 80s movies too, and I can't remember his name now, so sorry. We only got 30 seconds left. I don't have time to look it up. But he passed away, and it was the day they announced the Willow cast for the TV show. So.
And then doesn't Wheel of Time come out Friday?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for Amazon, right? Amazon Prime? I'm holding my judgment. Honestly, I'm going to be sacrilegious. I thought the books were a little overrated.
Well, but again, creative license with the show.
Yeah, hopefully they make it better.
TV.
So it was one of those. But we're
go see Ghostbusters this weekend.
What else we got? There's a lot of stuff going on already because and then Turkey Day coming up week after. So I am down. So
lots of fun stuff.
We'll see y'all next time. Thanks for staying tuned.